Oh, hey, how's it going? Well, let's just jump right in and I'm going to explain what a Cooper test is if you don't know what it is, and explain a little bit, but then also how it could be beneficial for you and how maybe you would like to join in doing a Cooper test. Cooper test is just a real good way to find a baseline of where your fitness level is, and also to be able to compare yourself versus your previous results and see some progression. So what exactly is a test? You have to go and run for 12 minutes, and that's it, just 12 minutes. But you have to run as far as you can in that 12 minutes. So you can't go out sprinting because you will, fizzle out pretty quickly if you're going to try and do that for 12 minutes. So you've got to try and find something that you'll be able to hold for that whole 12 minutes of time. So kind of think of it just a little bit faster than a 5K pace effort. So 5K, as we all know, it kind of hurts and it's never really enjoyable when you're thinking about it, but that post-run feeling obviously is like super amazing. So I'll pop a little chart up here and you can kind of see like where the different abilities might fall in, and if you want to participate in doing a Cooper test, that'd be really cool. So yeah, it's a pretty basic and simple test, and that's why I really love it, because you don't have to go to a track, you don't have to have a certain area. Yeah, obviously uninterrupted roads are the best type of place to be, and I do think on a track is really good because it just eliminates any other, elevation gain difference. As I said, no traffic and everything, and good to be able to measure that distance accurately. Before we get too far though, have you done a Cooper test? You can leave down, if you dare, leave down below your Cooper test results. Mine today, we'll get into that in a little bit of a second, but just go out and figure it out for yourself. You don't have to share it. I think it's a really nice, fun little thing for you to do. So if you want to do the Cooper test and tag me somehow or share the result with me on Instagram, here on YouTube, in the comment section down below. Really interesting to see what other people are doing and what current state they're in. I work at Saunter and we do this every so often, and it's really cool to be able to do that with your work colleagues and push each other. But one thing runs true, it is hard to run 12 minutes at a hard pace for anybody. It doesn't matter if you're on the kind of beginner end or maybe the sub-elite or elite end. Even the elite athletes, if they go and do like a hard 12-minute Cooper test, it's gonna hurt and be hard for them. I was actually completely dreading doing it, I'll be completely honest. I was looking for any type of excuse. Isn't it like that when you know you're gonna go and do a hard effort, 5K, 10K, race, whatever you do hard, you have something in your mind that is like trying to find any type of excuse. Yeah, my calf's not good. I didn't sleep so well. I'm got quite busy that day. That's exactly why I wanted to do it as well. It's not just about figuring out where I am on my ability for running, but also try and eliminate that kind of nervousness type of feeling. And what I told myself from the day before, when I realized all of these emotions were taking over me, was that I should just go there and treat it as a session. And I've got different goals. That's going to come up in a different video, what my goals are for 2022. I'm planning those out and pretty much finalized some pretty exciting things, so stay tuned for that. Sets the baseline kind of for me, and also ties in with maybe one of my goals. But this was a really good, almost like session towards that goal for me. Not only that, but isn't the biggest failure is not trying at all. It's not failing at doing something. I mean, failing, I don't believe exists, because you can always learn something from a failure per se. But if I didn't go to do this Cooper test because I made up some excuse in my mind, then I think that would be the biggest failure. I kind of managed to trick myself out of doing something. And I think that's like the mind is trying to reserve the energy to, there's a hard effort and you don't want to expend that energy. And yeah, just go out there and start the first 2 laps, the first 2 minutes, see if you're good. If you're not feeling good on that day, then yeah, well, by all means, slow down or do something a little bit different. But I think the biggest failure there would have been for me to not even start it at all. So for me today, I just went out there, I started first 2 minutes, and then I thought, I can't give up. I've already spent this effort of 2 minutes, so why waste that effort? And I just carried on and went through it. But one of the biggest obstacles is overcoming the things that go on in your mind. So for me today in my Cooper test, I know you're probably itching to figure that bit out, I'm sorry it's taken so long, was 3,555 meters. So roughly equates to 320 per kilometer pace. As many of you know who've been watching the channel for a while, I'm just like picking back up into running getting some consistency, and only just started doing some sessions. So for this to be a baseline of where my starting point is, I'm extremely happy with that. And that's the thing with me, I'm always keen for an adventure, but I'm also looking to improve and also try and learn new things. And this is why I really think Cooper test is a really good thing, because I've done the Cooper test now maybe 7 times within the past 3 years. So it's really nice to be able to monitor your progression, your results, but also that feeling. How did that 3,500 meters feel 2 years ago versus how it felt today? And that's the very case for me. 2 years ago, I did that, and I think I was spent. I was like an all-out effort. Today, 3,555 meters, yeah, it was a hard effort. No jokes about that. But it wasn't, you know, flat out. I wasn't lying on the floor after it. And one of the things that I'm really proud of with this Cooper test is that I set my plan of going out at 3:20 pace, and I went out at that pace. I didn't go too fast at the beginning. That's one of the biggest things, as we know as runners, going out quite fast, and I stuck to my pace. And actually for those last 2 minutes or 2 laps of the track, I actually increased the pace, and that was a really nice little taste to leave in the mouth for me to be able to say, hey, look, you did this hard effort, and then you picked the pace up towards the end after the hard effort. So it only gives you confidence going into the future. Whereas if you just go out way too hard, and something that you probably not going to be able to do for that Cooper test, and really die out, it might leave a little bit of like you self-doubt in a sense. Obviously don't go out too easy and then just pick it up towards the end. That's, you know, it's not helping you. It might look good in like the data or something, but deep down, it's got to be able to help you also. I hope you've enjoyed the video. As I said, any comments or questions, you can leave them down below. And interested to see if you've done a Cooper test. If you've never done it, and go out and do it. That would be pretty cool. I think it's a hard test. It's a hard effort to think, you know, okay, I'm gonna go for 12 minutes and you don't know what distance is the end line. Well, thanks a lot also to all of you wonderful people. I mean, you're just the best. And if you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you in the next video.